Cross at the ankles, knees out wide. Straighten out your spine. And soften your shoulders, soften your neck. Hands could be down on your knees, maybe your lap. Take a couple of moments just to breathe. You don't need to alter your breath at all. Just start to breathe however you are. We'll start to draw longer inhales, longer exhales. Start to become a little bit more conscious. Start to notice the length of your breath. It comes in through the nose, back of the throat. It'll start to fill the lungs, press the belly button away as well. And with the exhales, you pull the belly button in, navel back towards the spine, hollow out the belly. And a nice long inhale. And full, complete exhale. And a couple more rounds like this. Just start to feel the whole body breathe. Horizontal breathing, pressing the belly button out, pulling the belly button back in. And as you start to move through class, we'll start to breathe a little bit faster, breathe a little bit slower. That's totally fine. Just try not to lose this depth. We're just trying to keep the depth of your breathing. Start to move the ankles a little bit away from the hips. You can open the eyes if you want. Yeah, we'll try and make a little bit of a box shape between the thighs and the knees. So bring the ankles under the knees. Bring the shins next to each other. Yeah, so snuggle the ankles out a little bit towards the knees. There you go. Good. Now we'll inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Hands down to the mat. And press your fingertips down. Soften your neck, soften your shoulders. If you feel any pinching around the knees, just try and bring the ankles a little bit farther away from the hips. This will lessen the compression around the knees. You should feel this on the outer hips. And we'll start to crawl yourself back up. This time we'll switch the crossing of the ankles. Opposite shin in front. This might feel a bit awkward. That's totally okay. We don't typically sit this way. And we'll inhale the arms back up, stretch out the spine. Exhale, fold it forward, hands down to the mat. Start to crawl the fingertips forward. And soften your neck, soften your shoulders. And start to bring the hands back up, sit up tall. Uncross the feet, come back to the normal position of your knees. And we'll roll over the knees, come to the tabletop, middle of the mat. And once we get there, we'll start to spread the fingers wide on the mat. Start to lift the palms up, almost as if you're pawing at the ground with your hands. Start to find a lot of space in all the finger webbing of the hands. So pressing all 10 fingertips, all 10 knuckles. Almost as if you can draw a straight line from the thumb to the pinky of the hand. And as you start to ground the palms into the earth, on an inhale, just drop the belly, lift the gaze, and the tailbone, cow pose. And exhale around the spine, chin to chest, cat pose. Good. Inhale back into cows, you drop the belly, open up the whole front of the body. And exhale around the spine, cat pose, round out the shoulder blades. Good. Inhale back into cows, you open up the heart. Exhale around the spine, press them out away. Good. A few more rounds like this, inhaling into cow. And exhaling into cat. And you can start to move a little bit faster as you start to warm up the spine. You can start to invite any organic movements from side to side with the hips, circle out the head and the neck, the torso. And maybe extend yourself out through child's pose. You bring the hips up a little closer towards the wrist, kind of like a lazy up dog as you allow the whole front of the body to soften and open up. We've got a few more moments here. You can start to widen up the knees a little bit, see how that feels on the hips. And if you're doing something on one side, you start to balance it out on the other. We're almost done here. And let's come to a neutral tabletop right in the middle of the mat. We'll take a big inhale through the nose. On the exhale, sit back, child's pose, knees wide, toes touch, arms stay nice and long, forehead down to the mat. Soften your neck, soften your forearms, soften your elbows. If your head is on the mat, maybe a couple side to sides with the head massaging up the forehead, loosening up the back of the neck. And keeping your forehead down on the mat, we're going to start to press the palms into the earth and press your sit bones closer towards the heels. Feel a little bit of a stretch along the top of the neck. we get there, we're gonna send the right leg to the back of the room, press into the ball of the back foot, a couple forwards and backs here. Starting to find a little bit of the space in the back of the right calf. And we'll lower the left knee down to the mat, send the right foot back, stretch into the back of the right calf, stretch into all 5 toes. And this time, keeping the left toes tucked, we're gonna send the right foot back to meet the left, plank position, top of the push-up. Good, you can stay here, stay strong in the belly, start to round at the upper back, almost like a cat spine on top. Good, gaze stays right down between the fingers of either for a few more breaths. If you want to stay here, you can stay here. If it's a lot, you're welcome to lower the knees down to the mat, a couple breaths like that, you still get full credit. And we'll stay strong, 2 more breaths. Big inhale through the nose, and exhale. Good, 1 more big inhale. This time on the exhale, lower your knees, your chest, your chin, your belly, everything down to the mat. From here, we'll untuck the toes, lift the heart up, baby cobra. And release forehead down to the earth. Good, another one of those. Inhale up, baby cobra, lift the chest, a little bit lighter in the hands. And release forehead to the mat. Good, this time we'll press back through the knees. Tuck the toes, send the hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. Yeah, we'll find the first down dog of the morning, pedal it out, back of the knees, back of the heels. Maybe come up high up on the toes, circle out the ankles, reach out long through the arms. Fingers are spread wide, whole palm is pressing into the earth. And we'll take a couple breaths here in stillness. And on an inhale, we'll come forward to plank, top of push-up, shoulders over the wrists. And exhale, lift the hips, downward dog. Good, another one of those. Nice big slow inhale forward to plank, top of push-up. And exhale, hips up, down dog. Good, this time we'll inhale forward to plank, top of push-up. And on the exhale, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, elbows with the ribs. Good, on the inhale, think your heart up in our up dog or baby cobra, whatever you're ready for. And exhale, lift the hips, pull in the belly, downward dog. Good, once you find this down dog, reaching along through both edges of the arms. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And we'll start to soften the knees. You'll walk your hands back to meet the feet, back of the mat. You soften into the knees as much as you need. We'll grab onto the elbows, sway side to side. Allow the head and neck to hang a little bit heavier. Good, you can bend the knees as much as you need. Get the belly a little bit closer to the thighs. We'll get to the hamstrings a little bit later. And release the hands down to the mat. On an inhale, hands to shins, straight spine, flatten it out. And exhale, fold forward. Good, 1 more of those. Inhale up halfway, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. This time, hands come to the hips, come standing all the way up. And we'll walk to the front of the mat. Good. Spread the toes wide, feet planted on the mat. Soften the hands down by the sides, palms face forward. We'll tuck the chin down, spine a little bit longer at the top. Good, on an inhale, reach the arms all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward, hollow the belly, hands down to the mat. Soften the knees if you need to. Good, we'll come up halfway on an inhale. On the exhale, plant the hands, step your right foot all the way to the back of the mat. We'll lower down to the right knee, untuck the toes, arms up, onto the asana, low lunge. Good, once we get there, really press into the left heel. Right shin can drag forward a little bit as you pull the frontal hip points up. Pull the frontal ribs in as well, and soften the neck, soften the shoulders. Good, from here, left forearm, left thigh, we'll bend over towards the left, right arm lifts up. Find a lot of length in the whole right side of your body. And with an inhale, reach the arms back up. Now on the exhale, hands to the mat. We'll straighten the left leg, half split, sit back towards the right heel. Good, you can extend the stance a little bit if you need to. Just trying to keep that right hip right up over the right knee. As you bring the heart forward, don't knock out that left knee either. Try and keep it a little bit kind of bent. As you flex into the toes. Now start to bend back into the left knee. From here, we're going to tuck the right toes. Right knee lifts up off the mat. As you ground the right palm into the earth, left arm reaches all the way up, twist to the left. Stay strong in the right arm as you press the whole right hand into the mat. And we'll take 1 more big inhale. And on the exhale, left hand down to the mat. We'll step your left foot back to meet the right, kind of position, top to push up. Lower down halfway, chaturanga. Good. On the inhale, we pull the heart forward, upward dog. Exhale over the toes, hips up, downward dog. From here, let's inhale forward to plank, top to push up. Once we get there, hover that right foot up off the mat. We'll take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale, right knee to nose. Good, inhale, send it back, single leg plank. Exhale, crunch it in. Good, 1 more. Inhale, single leg plank. Exhale, knee to nose. We'll place that right foot between the hands. Hop your left foot forward to meet the right, forward fold, front of the mat. Good, on the inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Good, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Good, on the inhale, plant the hands, right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Oh, just kidding, we did that one already. We'll send the left foot to the back of the mat. Good, left knee down, untuck the toes, send the arms up to the sky, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Good, so taking a moment to get stable in the legs. So you drag that right shin back, right heel back, left shin drags forward. Good, keeping all that length in the mid-spine, right forearm with the right thigh, bend towards the right, left arm lifts up. Good, inhale, reach up. On the exhale, hands to the mat, we'll straighten the right leg, half split, sit back towards the left heel. Good, feel free to extend the stance a little bit if you need to. So try and pull the heart forward, straighten out the mid back. Almost as if you can flick the tailbone back to get a little bit more of a stretch on the right hamstring. Good, fingertips or a block on the mat to lift the heart up a little higher. And we'll start to bend back into the right knee, right foot goes flat. We'll tuck the left toes, lift that left knee up off the mat. Keep the left hand down, right arm reaches all the way up, twist to the right. Good, actively pulling the left hip up a little bit more as you sharpen that left leg. Keeping the shoulders stacked, twisting in the mid-body. Another big inhale. And on the exhale, right hand to the mat. Right foot back to meet the left, plank position. Lower down halfway for chaturanga. Good, on the inhale, we pull the heart forward, upward dog. Exhale over the toes, down dog, hips up. This time let's all inhale forward plank, hop a push up. And we'll lift that left foot up off the mat, single leg plank. Take an inhale for length. Exhale, round it in, knee to nose. Good, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round it in. Good, one more, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round it in, we'll lift a little bit higher. Place that left foot between the hands, we'll hop your right foot forward and meet the left, halfway up, straighten the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Good, on the inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. And a couple breaths here, start to stabilize. And we'll do a few rounds starting on Skara A, just kind of warm the body. Inhale, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward, hands down to the mat. Good, halfway up on the inhale, hands to shins. On the exhale, plant the hands, step back, hop back, float back through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. On the inhale, pull the heart forward, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog, a few breaths. And again, actively softening the neck and the shoulders. Gaze can be back by the toes, maybe the knees or the navel. And let's inhale high up on the toes, and on the exhale, bend the knees, feet to the front of the mat, hop, step, or float. Good, halfway when we get there. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Good, on the inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Good, another round, a little bit faster with the breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward, hollow the belly. Good, halfway on the inhale. And on the exhale, plant the hands, pick your vinyasa, we'll meet in downward dog. Let's all inhale high up on the toes. And on the exhale, bend the knees, feet to the front of the mat. Halfway when we get there. Exhale, fold forward. Good, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good, one more round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Good, halfway on the inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, pick your vinyasa to downward dog. Stepping, hopping, floating, anything you want to do, as long as you're trying to keep the whole body engaged. Trying to move with your breath. And from here, let's all inhale high up on the toes. And on the exhale, bend the knees, feet to the front of the mat. We'll count up halfway when we get there. Exhale, dive forward. Good, on the inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Good, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the earth. We'll inhale up halfway. And on the exhale, plant the hands, right foot all the way to the back of the mat. We'll stay high on the fingertips. As you try to keep the right toe or heel right up over the right toes. Keep that bend in the left knee. Good. A little bit more energized in the legs. We hover the hands back behind the waist. Good. Heart reaches forward, belly right up off the thigh, chest up over the knee. As we start to soften into the right knee, we'll reach the arms up, high lunge. Keep that right knee a little bit soft, try and protect the right hip flexor. As we pull the frontal ribs in, the spine gets a little bit taller. Keeping that length in the mid-spine, we'll open towards the left, right arm goes forward, left arm goes back. And let's inhale both arms back up. This time we open up warrior two, left arm forward, right arm back as you flatten out the back foot. Bend a little bit more on that left knee to keep the left knee right up over the left ankle. Soften the neck, soften the shoulders, gaze are right up over the front fingers. And we'll flip the front palm, reverse warrior, left arm up towards the sky. And as we tee it out through warrior two, we hinge it forward, left forearm, left thigh, right arm up towards the sky. Side angle pose. From here you can stay supported on the forearm. If you want to release the left hand down to the mat, inner or outer edge of the front foot. And we're going to start to send that right arm towards the front of the mat. Reaching out long from the outer edge of the right foot to the right pinkies. I guess you only have one pinky on that hand. And let's reach back up through warrior two. We'll stay for another big inhale. And exhale, hands to the mat, left foot meets the right for chaturanga, lowering down halfway. On the inhale, we pull the heart forward, upward dog. Exhale over the toes, down dog. From here, let's all inhale forward to plank, top of push-up, shoulders up over the wrists. From here, we'll hover that right foot up off the mat, single leg plank. This time, right knee, right tricep, crunching the right side of the body. Good, inhale it back, single leg plank. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Good, single leg plank. One more time, right knee, right tricep. This time, right leg goes all the way up to the sky, single leg downward dog. Good, from here you can bend the knee, open up the hip, maybe take some hip circles. Or just enjoy the stretch along the right side of your waist. From here, let's inhale our right leg back up. And on the exhale, right foot steps all the way through between the hands. We'll take crescent pose one more time. And hands down to the mat. We'll hop the left foot forward to meet the right. From here, we'll bend the knees, sit back, chair pose, arms up. And stand up tall, hands to heart center. Good, inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward, hands down to the mat. Good, we'll inhale up halfway. And on the exhale, left foot steps all the way to the back of the mat. We'll stay grounded in that right heel to keep that right knee right up over the right ankle. Start to energize the legs a little bit more as we hover the hands back behind the waist as the crown of the head reaches forward. A little bit more energy in that right hip. And as you start to soften into the left knee, we'll reach the arms up, crescent pose. Soften into the neck, soften the shoulders. Start to find your breath. And from here, we'll open up towards the right, left arm forward, right arm back. Good, pulling back a little bit more with that right hand, try and keep the shoulders right up over the hip, straight spine. And as we inhale both arms up, we'll open up warrior two, right arm forward, left arm back. Good, keeping that bend in the right knee, right up over the right ankle. Make sure you can see the front big toe. And keeping the bend in the right knee, we'll flip the front palm, reverse warrior, right arm up. And teeing out through warrior two, we'll hinge it forward, right forearm, right thigh, left arm up towards the sky. Supported side angle pose. So again, you can stay here supported and find that length on both sides of your body. If you want to release the right hand down to the mat, you can take that variation too. We're all going to send the left arm towards the front of the mat. Trying to keep the chest open, collarbones are broad. And let's work our way back up through warrior two. We'll stay for one more big inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, left foot meets or right foot meets the left, lowering down halfway, chaturanga. Good, inhaling the heart forward, upward dog. Exhale over the toes, downward dog, hips up. And taking a couple of breaths here just to stabilize. You reach out long through both arms, long through the legs. You can spin the heels out just a little bit, find a little bit more stretch in the inner thighs. And just inhale forward to plank, top of push-up, shoulders over the wrists. From here, we're going to hover that left foot up off the mat. And crunch it in, left side of the body, left knee, left right side. Good, inhale, send it back, single leg plank. Exhale, crunch in the left side. Good, inhale back, single leg plank. Last time, crunch it in. Good, this time left leg goes long to the sky, single leg down dog. We'll stretch out the left side of the body, bend the knee, open up the hip. Maybe some hip circles, or just trying to keep the shoulders a little bit more square at the front of the mat. Good, let's inhale the left leg back up. And exhale, left foot comes all the way through between the hands. We'll take crescent pose, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to the mat. We'll hop your right foot forward to meet the left, forward fold, front of the mat. Good, on the inhale, we bend the knees, sit back, chair pose, arms up. And exhale, stand up tall, hands to heart center. And we'll finding your breath. Start to iron out the chatter at the top of your inhales or at the bottom of your exhales. Now we'll find a couple rounds into Surya Namaskar B, okay? Yeah? Hot? No more windows? No? Alright, let's bring the big toes together, a little sliver between the heels. If that's a lot, you're a little back in chair pose, you're welcome to space the feet apart a little bit. Totally fine, same deal. Either keep the feet flat, a little bit more weight in the heels, you bend the knees, sit back, chair pose, arms up, start to tuck the tailbone. Lift the spine up, we'll take a couple extra breaths here to settle in. Make sure you can see your toes, if you can't, sit back a little deeper. Good, one more big inhale. Exhale, fold forward, straighten out the legs. Good, they'll come up halfway on an inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step back through plank and lower through chaturanga. Find one breath. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhale, empty the breath, down dog. Good, without lifting the leg, we'll bring that right foot forward between the hands. Warrior one, right side, arms up. Hips and shoulders square with the front of the mat. We'll take a couple extra breaths here. Try to bring that right hip back, left hip can pull forward. If you find any tightness in the hips too much, you're welcome to stagger the feet a little bit like train tracks. One more big inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, right foot meets the left through chaturanga halfway down. Good, inhaling the heart forward, fire at the thighs. Exhale over the toes, down dog, empty the breath. Good, left foot forward between the hands, warrior one, left side, arms up, big inhale. Good, a couple extra breaths here as you pull that left hip back, right hip can pull forward. Another big inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, left foot meets the right through chaturanga halfway down. Good, inhaling, pull the heart forward, upward dog. Exhale over the toes, downward dog, hips up. Good, we got a few breaths here. Inhale high up on the toes. Now on the exhale, bend the knees, bring your feet, front of the mat, hop, step, or float. Good, halfway when you get there. Exhale, fold forward. Good, on the inhale, bend the knees, sit back, chair pose, arms up. And exhale, stand up tall, hands to heart center. Good, another round, a little faster with the breath. Inhale, bend the knees, we can toss in the chair pose. Exhale, dive forward, straighten the legs. Good, halfway on the inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, pick your vinyasa, meeting in downward dog. Yeah, with the inhale, we'll bring our right foot forward between the hands, warrior one, right side, big inhale, arms up, hips and shoulders square. Exhale, hands to the mat through chaturanga, one breath, as slow as you came up to warrior one. Good, the inhale pulls the heart forward, upward dog. Exhale over the toes, down dog. Good, left foot forward between the hands, warrior one, left side, big inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands to the mat through chaturanga, halfway down, elbows tight with the ribs. Good, inhale the heart forward, upward dog. Exhale over the toes, down dog, hips up, a few breaths. Flattening the palms. You're welcome to find a little bit of movement here if you need it, or stillness or rest at any time. Remembering it's always okay to take a rest. Far better to rest than give up. As long as we have that intention of getting back to it, it's all that really matters. And from here, let's all inhale high up on the toes. Now on the exhale, bend the knees, bring your feet in front of the mat. Good, halfway when we get there. Exhale, fold forward. Good, on the inhale, bend the knees, sit back, chair pose, arms up. And exhale, stand up tall, hands to heart center. Yeah, we'll do another round of some modifications this time. Just bring the feet a little bit wider on the mat. Keep the feet relatively parallel. Yeah, from here, we're going to bend the knees, sit back, chair pose, arms up. Yeah, once we get there, we're going to clasp the hands, flip the palms up towards the sky, stretch out both sides of your waist. Yeah, sit a little bit deeper back into the heels. And release forward fold, hands down to the mat. Good. From here, we're going to bend into the right knee, keep that left leg straight. Right hand in front of the face, left arm reaches up, twist to the left. And other side, left hand down, bend into the left knee, right leg goes straight, right arm reaches all the way up. Good. Trying to lengthen out through both sides of your waist. As you pull that left hip back a little bit, right hip can pull forward. And release right hand down to the mat. From here, we're going to bring the toes out, heels can stay in. As you bend the knees, we'll sit down, a little yogi squat, malasana. So bend into the knees, you can bring the feet off the mat if you need to. Just trying to keep the heels grounded. Elbows come into the inner edge of the knees, palms at the heart. Lift the chest up, straight spine. If it feels good, couple of side to sides in the inner hips. And from here, we'll bring the hands down to the mat. We'll take Vinyasa, crow pose. So hands are going to stay flat on the mat, then are really pressing into the fingers. As you get the shins or the knees into the upper edges of the triceps or the armpit. And as you start to press into the mat, lead the heart forward, gaze goes forward. Eventually, we start to lift the toes up one at a time. Maybe we hover for a couple of breaths here. Maybe we work towards straightening the arms. Eventually, you find your way through Vinyasa, meet and downward dog. Nice.
Break my concentration.
From here, let's all inhale that right leg up to the sky. And on the exhale, bring that right foot all the way through between the hands. We'll take warrior one. So hips and shoulders square at the front of the room, arms up towards the sky. From here, we're going to start to clasp the hands up above the head, point the fingers up. Start to bend into the knees, lift the heart up a little higher. Keeping all this length in the spine, we'll bring the hands towards the heart. Twist over to the right, left elbow, right thigh. Good, so you're keeping that back foot grounded. That's a lot in the hips and the knees. You're welcome just to lower the knee down to the mat and find the same twist in the mid body. Find your variations, find your modifications. And take 2 more deep breaths. Wherever you're at with the legs, we'll inhale the arms up to the sky, lengthen it up. And exhale, hands to the mat, Vinyasa, downward dog. From here, let's inhale the left leg up. Exhale, left foot steps between the hands, warrior one, left side, arms up, big inhale. As we keep both feet firmly grounded, really pressing the outer edge of that right foot. If you can't lift that big toe, shorten the stance a little bit. From here, palms touch, gaze right up towards the thumbs. You can clasp the hands, put the pointer finger up to the sky, or just keep the palms together. Keeping all that length, hands to heart, twist towards the left. Right elbow, left thigh, as we lift the heart up towards the hands. Trying to keep both legs flat, or both feet flat, equal weight in both legs. Again, modifying if you need to, right knee to the earth is totally fine too. And let's inhale the arms back up. And exhale, hands to the mat, Vinyasa, downward dog. And from here, let's inhale forward to plank, top of push-up, shoulders over the wrists. As you ground into the right hand, we'll start to roll the outside edge of the right foot, inside edge of the left. Left arm up towards the sky, Vinyasa, side plank. So lifting the hips up a little bit higher. As much as you're pressing that right hand, we're keeping that right shoulder out of the ear. Another big inhale. Exhale, left hand to the mat, we'll do the other side. Roll the outside edge of the left foot, inside edge of the right, as the right arm reaches all the way up. Vinyasa or meet in downward dog. From down dog, just inhale high up on the toes. On the exhale, bend the knees, feet to the front of the mat. Halfway when we get there, exhale, dive forward. Good, on the inhale, bend the knees, sit back, chair pose, arms up. And exhale, stand up tall, hands to heart center. Oh, did it? Oh, God. Alright, hands to your hips. We're going to bring the right knee up about as high as the hip. Yeah, so from here, we're going to open the right knee towards the side of your body. Trying to keep that hip open. As you keep that knee about as high as the hip, we're going to circle that right heel back and right heel forward. Good. Externally rotate that hip. Internally rotate. Good. A few more like this. Inhale it back. Exhale it forward. Good. Inhale it back. Exhale forward. Good. This time as we inhale it back, we're going to kick it all the way back behind us. Left hand down to the mat. You can keep that hand on the hip. We'll find Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So keep that hand on the hip until you find your balance. You can soften the left knee as much as you need to find it. Eventually we start to extend the right arm up towards the sky. And as you start to soften the left knee, we'll step that right foot all the way to the back of the mat. We'll find warrior two. Extend it out. Yeah, from here, flip the front palm, reverse warrior, left arm up. We'll start to straighten out that left leg and reach towards the back of your mat. This time we tee out the arms, hinge it forward. Left hand, left shin, right arm up towards the sky. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. So as we find this, we reach out through all four limbs. Both feet are flat and both legs are straight. And from here, let's release that right hand down to the mat. You can bring the back foot in about a foot, shorten out the stance. Keep both feet flat, both legs straight. And as you keep that right hand a little bit closer towards the left foot, we'll reach the left arm up towards the sky. Twisting triangle pose. Okay, so right hand down, left arm up. Feel free to use a block or kind of get up on the fingertips to elevate the earth a little bit. Trying to keep the spine a little bit more straight. It's probably one of the most awkward postures in the whole sequence. So if you feel weird, you're doing it right. One more inhale. Exhale, left hand to the mat, pyramid pose, couple breaths, folding over that left leg. From here, we'll start to soften into the neck, soften into the shoulders. And we'll start to soften into the left knee, come to the ball of the back foot. We'll plant the hands on the mat. Pick or skip the Vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward dog. And from here, inhale high up on the toes. And on the exhale, bend the knees, bring your feet on the mat. Good, halfway when we get there. Exhale, fold forward. Good, on the inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Good, this time hands to hips, left knee up about as high as the hips. And once we get there, start to send that left knee towards the side of your body. Good, trying to keep the hips square at the front of the room as that left knee opens up. And keeping the left knee in line with the hips, we'll start to send the left heel back. And left heel forward. And then left heel back. Left heel forward. Left heel back. Left heel forward. This time kicking that left heel back, we'll start to straighten that left leg back behind you. Right hand down to the mat. This is a great time for a block if you got one. Left arm up towards the sky when you got the balance. Breathing for balance. Taking nice big inhales, full exhales. Start to soften into that right knee and step that left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Warrior two, extend it out, find your stance. Heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. You firmly ground the outer edge of the left foot. We'll flip the right palm, reverse warrior, right arm up towards the sky. And we'll start to straighten out the right leg, reach towards the back of the room. And teeing out the arms, hinging at the hips, bringing the waist forward. Right hand, right shin, left arm up towards the sky. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Good, so once we find this, we try and stack the shoulders one on top of the other. Good, slight angle in the back right toes to try and protect the knee. And as much length as you're finding in the left side of your body, try and find that in the right as well. And release left hand down to the mat. You can bring the back foot in about a foot, shorten the stance. As you keep both legs straight, both feet flat, keep that left hand down on the mat, right arm reaches up towards the sky, a twisting triangle pose. So again, utilizing a block or fingertips to try and elevate the earth a little bit as you keep the chest long. Broad across the collarbones, right fingertips are flared. And release right hand down to the mat, pyramid pose, couple breaths here. Softening the neck, softening the shoulders, folding over the right leg. And from here, we'll start to soften to the right knee, we'll come to the ball of the back foot, plant your hands on the mat, pick or skip a Vinyasa, and meet in downward dog. We get to down dog, we'll release down to the knees, keep the knees together, feet together. We'll send the hands back behind the waist, which is called classic child's pose. Forehead down to the mat, soften up around the upper shoulders and the neck. And we'll bring the hands back in front of the knees, so to press yourself up. Sit back on the heels. And once we get here, we're going to clasp the hands back behind the low back. Bring the fists over towards the right hip crease as our right elbow pulls in. We'll send the right ear to the right shoulder. Stretch out the left side of the neck. And we'll do the other side. So, fists over towards the left hip crease. As you pull that left elbow in, you start to send the left ear to the left shoulder. So stretch out the right side of the neck. Release that. Check it out. And from here, we'll bring the hands down to the mat, tuck the toes, hips up, downward dog. And from here, we're going to find yourself seated in the middle of the mat, however you want to get there. You can bring the legs through, swing them through, maybe hop the legs through. Find Vinyasa boat pose. So we're going to bounce on the tailbone, bring the hands back behind the thighs, lift the chest up, keep the shins parallel with the earth. If that's not quite enough, you're welcome to straighten the legs. But if you have any strain in the low back, just keep the knees bent. We'll start to send the arms towards the front of the room as well. Breathe in here. And on an inhale, we'll come down halfway, flatten it out. Exhale, back up. Good, inhale back. Exhale up. Good, inhale back. Exhale up. Good, this time inhale back. We're going to bring the hands back behind the head. We'll start to bring that right knee up in towards the chest. Crunch the right elbow to the right knee. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send the right leg up, left foot meets the right. This time right leg down, left knee bends, left elbow, left knee.
Sorry, I
No, just the left side.
can't listen.
You
Go
can
all
bend it.
directions.
It's okay. Alright, good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time both legs up. We'll send the hands down by the waist. If you have any issues in the low back, just snuggle the palms under your butt. And we'll start to send the right heel down to the mat. And right foot back up. Left heel down. Left foot up. Good. This time slowly lower both heels to about a hover. And both legs back up. We got 2 more on each side. Good. Right foot down. Right foot up. Left foot down. Left foot up. Both heels to about a hover. And both legs up. Good. 1 more. Right foot down. Right foot up, left foot down, left foot up, both heels down, and both legs up, knees in towards the chest. And from here, we're going to bring your right foot down to the mat. We'll cross the left ankle up over the right thigh. So grab the back edge of the right thigh or the front of the right shin and bring that right knee in towards the chest. Then you recline pigeon on the right side. Excuse me, left side. Yeah, so trying to keep the tailbone grounded, long spine. Feels good to go side to side a couple times, take a few of those. And release the legs, switch it out, other side. And so this time right ankle up over the left thigh as you grab the back edge of the left thigh, or the front of the left shin, bring that left knee in towards the chest. And a couple side to sides on the low back, maybe kind of lift the tailbone a couple times, find a little bit more space. That. From here, we're going to bring the knees up in towards the chest. And from here, we'll rock and roll up and down the length of the spine a few times. Maybe 3 or 4 times, trying to get all backbones on the mat. From the tailbone to the mid-thoracic to the cervical spine. And eventually, we're going to meet in a plank position. So crossing the ankles, planting the hands, stepping back, popping back. From here, we're going to lower down to the forearm plank. Gaze can be right down between the hands. Back of the neck is long. Hover that right foot up off the mat. And right foot down, left foot up off the mat. And left foot down. We've got 3 more breaths here. And lower the hips to the mat, Sphinx pose, stay on the forearms. As you lift the chest up, stretch out the front of the abdomen. Trying to keep the shoulders out of the ear and the neck is long. This time keeping the forearms where they are, or a little bit farther forward. We're going to start to tuck the toes, lift the hips up, knees up, extended forearm plank. We won't be here for quite as long, but the sides of the waist will turn on, the belly might shake a little bit. Keeping the fingers spread wide, gaze down towards the mat. We got 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips, lower the belly, Sphinx pose, stretch out the abdomen. And from here, lower the chest down to the mat, hands go back by the waist. Good. From here, we start to bend into the knees. As you reach back for the ankles, lift the chest up, bow pose. So kicking into the hands, as you try and keep the knees a little bit closer together. Start to lift the chest up. And release it down. We'll do one more round of those. So whenever you're ready, start to bend into the knees, reach back for the ankles, grab onto the feet. Start to lift the chest up, kick into the hands, lift the thighs up. Good, almost as if you're balancing on the pelvis and the belly. This feels good. You didn't eat too much for breakfast. You can rock up and down. And release it back down. We're going to get the hands on the mat. We'll start to bring the hips back towards the heels, child's pose. So from here, knees go wide, toes touch, arms stay nice and long. And as you stretch out both sides of the body. And we'll start to sit back up. We're going to meet in the seat in the middle of the mat. So you can hop the legs through, swing the legs through, however you want to do it. Alright, legs long. Almost there. Good, stop pose, Dandasana. So sitting up nice and tall, bring the hands down by the waist, spread the fingers wide, we'll lift the chest up. So one of those postures that looks really easy, but it's not really. So start to engage the belly, lift the spine straight up over the hips, flexing the toes back by the shins. My nose a little shaking in the legs, that's totally normal. With an inhale, reach the arms up. On the exhale, fold it forward, grab onto the shins, ankles, feet, anything you want to get a hold of. If you find yourself a lot of roundness in the upper back, bend the knees a little bit, grab onto the feet, and start to straighten out the hamstrings from there. It's better to isolate the stretch in the hamstrings rather than pulling on the low back. So So you really want to try and keep your belly close to the thighs, chest right up on the knees. And we'll start to lift back up. From here, plant the feet flat on the mat. We'll send the arms towards the front of the room. As you tuck the chin in towards the chest, slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. Try to keep the feet flat, keep the feet grounded, engage the belly. And all the way down to the mat. Once we get there, knees up in towards the chest. Hold on to the right shin, left leg long on the mat. And we'll take a supine twist on this side, so right knee goes over towards the left. Right arm extends out towards the right. You can start to close the eyes, soften your gaze straight up, maybe follows the right hand. So try and keep both shoulders on the mat. And we'll start to bring both knees back up in towards the chest. And we'll do the other side. So hold on to the left shin, right leg long on the mat. We'll take a supine twist. The left knee goes over towards the right. Left arm extends out towards the left. And as you start to breathe a little bit deeper in and out through the nose, you start to find the breath back in the belly. As we inhale, we find a little bit more space, and every exhale, twist a little bit more. Mostly allowing gravity, breath to do most of the work. Start to unwind your bodies, bring your knees back up in towards the chest. From here, hug onto the shins, make a tight little ball, bring the forehead up towards the knees. We'll hold the breath. And exhale, release everything to the mat. We'll set up for Shavasana. Feet, hands to the sides, palms face up, shoulders soft. You can close your eyes. Start to release any breath control, no more ujjayi, no more pranayama. Just breathe.